What you're looking at here is the inside of a Califone model 5270B. Would you call this a shoebox tape recorder still? It's kind of large. It's a lot larger than the usual shoebox style tape recorder. It's the square size as opposed to the usual, probably about like this here. I took it apart because I wanted to inspect the condition of the belt, which, as it turns out, it looks like that belt is actually still good, or at least it's not turned to goo. Which I find exceedingly interesting. I assume that's the only belt in this unit. I'm not really sure. The other thing I wanted to do while I was in here was I wanted to see what was rattling around, because there was something that was rattling around. As it turns out, it's the speaker. You could kind of see, obviously that's a little loose and probably shouldn't be. And you can also see that there should be posts on all four sides. That one's still there, although obviously it's broken off the plastic now. There's one here, which is also broken off the plastic. This one's still holding. The one that's supposed to be in the corner is right here. So, unfortunately, I don't really have a good way of repairing that at this particular point in time, because I don't think I have my hot glue gun over here, and even if I do, I know for a fact it doesn't have any glue, so that's not going to work. And I don't really have any other way of putting that back, because I don't have my MEK over here either. So, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the cover back on this, since I know that the belt's good. It should be relatively safe to plug this in and power it on. I just have to hope that the speaker doesn't get loose, and it probably wouldn't really find a way to get loose and touch any of this metal that's right here, but you know, you never know. Hopefully it doesn't do that. Here it is, with the cover on and flipped right side up. The 5270B cassette recorder. Here's your VU meter and also battery indicator, if this were running from battery, which, even as big as this is, it will support running on battery. It has a built-in microphone. PA, maybe someone who knows a little bit more about these can explain what that actually is. I'm not sure. I guess I might find out when I do a recording, because I will be doing a test recording. See here, I have a brand new tape, and we'll try that out. ALC, automatic level control. There's a tone control here that I'm not 100% sure what it really does, if it's like a treble control or a bass control or something. It's got numbers. I've always just left it as high as it goes. Of course, a volume control. This is a recorder, so it's got the record functionality. Playback, review, and cue, also known as rewind and fast forward. Interestingly enough, I believe on most tape decks, the tape counter is on the forward reel, or the take-up reel, and not the supply reel, but on this one, it is on the supply reel, as you can see here. Of course, pause, eject. There is no self-eject mechanism on this. There's your speaker, very generous speaker. It does have a handle on the front, very nice touch. Auxiliary input for a microphone, I believe. There, of course, is another microphone connection with remote, and what that would be used for is there were microphones out there with push buttons or a switch on them that would plug into the remote, and it would start and stop the cassette recorder. External speaker connection, which again is a 1/4-inch output, and then 5 headphone jacks. I believe those are 1/4-inch. Yeah, they're about the same size as the input, so I believe that they're 1/4 inch. There's a cord reel on the back, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to give a demonstration of this, and I gotta be careful because the last time I did a demonstration of a tape deck, it got the video muted. So hopefully a little bit of rack set here is not. But again, YouTube is just continually eroding what fair use really is. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to ahead and hit play. I can go ahead and hit Q here. Well, actually, it would probably work a little bit better if I had the volume turned on. I'll hit Q, which will basically put it in fast forward. As you can kind of hear there. Rewind does the same thing. Might have made it mad there. It'll get quite loud. Which I'm sure that just made me a lot of friends at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Alright, so the other thing I would like to do, the tone control. There's the pause. I think that's probably about enough. I don't know that I dare tempt the Music Mafia anymore. So let me unwrap this tape and we'll have a recording test. Okay, I've got my tape in here. We're going to try this using the built-in microphone without automatic level control and without the PA functionality turned on. So I should be able to go ahead. I'm going to hit pause first. We'll hit record. I don't know that this microphone really works. But we'll give it a shot and see what it sounds like. This is a test of the Califone 5270B cassette recorder using the built-in microphone. Okay, I should be able to... Oh, it might have worked. Play that back. This is a test of the Califone 5270B cassette recorder using the built-in microphone. Okay. So let's try that with automatic level control turned on. I am now testing the Califone 5270B cassette recorder with the built-in microphone with automatic level control turned on. You can see on the video the VU meter is definitely going quite a bit more nuts. So this is probably the better mode of operation. Hopefully it's not too loud. Using the built-in microphone. Round it back a little too far. I am now testing the Califone 5270B cassette recorder with the built-in microphone with automatic level control turned on. You can see on the video the VU meter is definitely going quite a bit more nuts. So this is probably the better mode of operation. Hopefully it's not too loud. Alright, so there's that. Kind of hard to tell if this is AC bias versus DC bias. But to my line of thinking, it's not splattering the S's nearly enough for it to be DC bias. And it sounds really good. Okay, got it in record pause right now. I have plugged in this external microphone. Not really sure why the VU meter is doing that, but let's go ahead and give this a try. I am now recording with the Califone 5270B using an external microphone. I'm not really sure how well this is going to work because the VU meter is in the red and it wasn't doing that before. I should also mention that automatic level control is turned on. Trying to cue this is not really working, is it? I am now recording with Califone 5270B using an external microphone. Yeah, that didn't really work. Not really sure how well this is going to work because the VU meter is in the red. It wasn't doing that before. I should also mention that automatic level control is turned on. So that didn't really work. I guess this isn't the right kind of microphone to be using, which is probably fine. I'd imagine you're supposed to use the 1/8 inch adapter, and I don't have an 1/8 inch microphone on hand right now, but that's pretty much it for that. So I will be kind and rewind here. There's no automatic stop on that. And that is pretty much all that she wrote for the Califone 5270B cassette recorder. Almost shoebox style, but not quite. A ubiquitous sight in classrooms for many, many years. I mean, not anymore, obviously. But still here and still working. In fact, this one would have come from a classroom, as you can see from that property sticker. Thank you for watching. Ooh, well, I might have just broken something there, but thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, feel free to leave them below.